guys, welcome to today's video. This is your girl Nurse Momo. So do you know that the Nurse and Midwifery Board of Ireland has made significant changes to the qualification form required for the overseas recognition? Yes. So it's very important that you use the right qualification form during your overseas recognition. Today's video is actually dedicated to Sandra Akwabua. She says, "Hi Nurse Momo, I think there has been changes on the qualification form. Can you please review that and teach us about it?" Thank you so much, Sandra, for also alerting me on my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. If you have any video you want me to actually attend to, why not? You can just put a suggestion under this video as well, and I'll make sure to also do a video about it. So, the Nurse and Midwifery Board of Ireland has actually made a specified qualification for the General Nurses Division, for the Psychiatric Nurses Division, for the Children Division, which is the Pediatric Division, for Intellectual Disability, and also for the Midwives and any other division which actually covers the nurse tutor, midwife tutor, or midwife practitioner, or the nurse practitioners. So I'd like us to actually go to the website, download the qualification forms, and have a critical look at each and every one of them to make sure that you are not making any other mistake at all. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so when it comes to the qualification form as well, you just have to go to the NMBI website, as you can all see. I know it's not something that is very new to you all. So that is the website, that's the home page. We are just going to click on the home. So it's going to take us to a new interface, and then we are going to search for qualification form. Okay, so let's scroll down, and then it says qualified outside Ireland. So it's just like employment form as well. Okay, so I'm actually going to go down as well. So that is the employment form. So if you scroll down, you can see qualification form. Okay, and it says you'll be requested to provide this form if you are an overseas applicant for qualification recognition. This form is mandatory for G2 and G3 applicants. You will need to send this form to your training institution to be completed, and then you then upload the form on your online application. Okay, if you have already submitted your application, you need to send them the form to email by G3 as well. So you can see that there is a lot of changes. It says that please make sure that you use the correct form for the division to which you are applying. There's a specific qualification form for general nursing, midwifery, children's nursing, psychiatry or mental health nursing, and then intellectual disability nursing. Please use the other division form if you are applying to the following division: public health nursing, prescriber, tutor, and advanced practitioner. So this is so easier now. If I say, I think this is a very good move from the NMBI, and I think they deserve all the applause for that. So that is the qualification form for the general nursing. We have one for midwifery as well, children's nursing, intellectual disability, psychiatric nursing, and then we have the other division which has been stated for public health nurses, for the prescriber, tutor, and then advanced practitioner. So I'm actually going to download this qualification form for each sector, okay, for each division, and then we are going to have a quick look at it, then just to help us all understand the process. Okay guys, so we are starting with the general nursing qualification form. Okay, so let me scroll up. So we have the applicant's name, as we can all see, and then the date of birth of the applicants, and then the qualification title. Okay, and then you have the start date of the program, and then the end date of the program as well, and then was your program a full-time or a part-time? Okay, and then was it an undergraduate or a postgraduate course? Okay, and then the name of your higher education institute or the college. So that is it over here. And then we have three sections, and it's telling we have the section A, B, and C. So the section A is telling you that you have to ensure that your college provides the transcripts and then the curriculum, and then section B is telling you to complete the education for the program undertaking, and then the C is asking that you read and sign the declaration. So for this part, I'm just going to do that for the general nurses, and then the part 3, which that's the third page of this form, is going to be for each and every division. Okay, so I'm not going to repeat this particular part for all the divisions because it's the same. So the transcript and curriculum, they're actually telling you that ensure that your college provides you with the transcript or curriculum. If they did, remember that they should take this portion, this box over here, okay, and then they should be dated, signed, and stamped, okay, by the designated person as well. So it's important, if possible, data the same as your transcript and also your curriculum. So the section B is where I know most people are actually asking me. It's quite a little different from the old form. Okay, so with the that I think we already had this on the old form, and then on the old form we only had one clinical credit and I think one theory credit as well. I think that's what was on it, but now I think it's been expanded further. Okay, so it's actually asking this side. Let me just elaborate more at the total hours. So the total hours for clinical practice is the total, all your clinical practice, the total should be here. The total hours for theory instructions, so everything should be total. So this should actually match with what is on your transcript and also your curriculum. There's a section in the curriculum and also that should actually reflect the same thing here. So you cannot have different clinical practice stated here and then your transcript will also state a different thing. No, it should be the same. So total clinical hours, total theory hours, it should be the same thing. They are just writing what was on your transcript, transferring it here. Okay, then total of both the theory and the clinical practice should be written here, and then the number of weeks in the semester, so not the entire program but in a semester. Okay, and then we have one clinical credits. Okay, so the credit hours should also be written here, and then the one theory credit should also be written here, and then we have one lab or stimulated learning credit. So any credit hours allocated for any laboratory practice. Okay, so anything that was done at the lab, that should also be stated there as well. Okay, and then we have the one clinical unit. Okay, and then we have the one theory unit, which I think the clinical unit is actually referring to a structured period of clinical practice, okay, or experience in a clinical setting. And then the one theory unit is actually also referring to academic content covered in a theoretical course or model. Okay, so that should also be there as well. So, and then one lab or stipulated learning process should also be stated there. Okay. Now let's go down. The next one that I know is also a bit confusing is that the applicant has a recognized pure learning or accredited pure experimental learning appeal. So if you don't have any pure learning experience, your institution just has to put no, and then that is it. If you do have, let's say those who just completed, let's say a diploma or just to have a degree course, they don't have any pure experience, you didn't learn on the world, you didn't have any experience, there's no need for you to put anything over here. Okay, so you just have to put no. But in an instance where you have some training on the word, you have informal learning on the word, you've done so many things on the word, okay, you have some experience, yes, then they can actually put that here for you. If not, you just have to put no. Okay, so let me try and see if I can get an example to make it more simple for you. Okay, so usually when you are going to school and then let's say you have some basics, let's say you have a diploma course, some people will not be allowed to start from the beginning. They'll be asked to go for, let's say, they can start at the 3rd year level or the 2nd year level because they already have some experience. So this is saying that if you have any experience on the word, then fine, or even from learning, then they can put that at this section for you and also write the total hours. So it's either practical or any theory. They can put those things here, then they can put that hours here, then you can just put yes, and then you can now write the total hours at this section. I hope this explains. If not, if you have any question, you can just ask at the comment section and then I'll just explain further. Okay, so for the general nursing program, we have that's the 3rd page. I can see the 3rd page is actually different for each and every division, unless the other form, which is actually for the rest of the divisions. Okay, so we have the general and specialized medicine here, we have the general and specialized surgery, care of the older person, primary health care, community nursing, you have emergency department, operating theater, child care and pediatrics, mental health, psychiatric, maternity care. If there's any other clinical practice component, your school can also state it here, and then they can also put the total hours, the clock hours there. Okay, if for some reason whatever that have been stated at the page 3, you did not perform any of that, your school can just have an explanation and then just put the explanation in this box. Okay, so this box is actually provided for that reason. Then going further, we have the section C, which is the declaration. Okay, so one signing for you, the head of education is supposed to take that side, and they also provide the signature, the college website, college address, the name of the person, the title of the person, the work email, the college email, and also the date, and then stamp. If for some reason they don't have an official website or official work email or college email, and they have, let's say, Yahoo or whatever, they can just provide a letter to that effect. So this is the example of the midwifery qualification form. I'm not going to say much about this part because it's the same as that of the general division. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the second aspect. The section A is also the same thing, asking for transcript and also curriculum. And then the section B is also the same as what the general nursing division also spoke about. Let's look at the third one. So this one is more about the specific clinical areas. Okay, so at first most of the midwives were actually queried for this because they were not able, this section was not actually added to their transcripts, and then people had to now request for this clinical practice component. Okay, so this is a very good move by NMBI, guys. At least it's going to reduce queries a lot. So we have antenatal area, intranatal area, postnatal area, midwifery-led domiciliary placement, high dependency care and care of the critically ill woman. There is neonatal, there is gynecology, mental health, theater, including recovery, primary health care, for example, primary health care team, public health nurses, child development clinics, and family planning clinics. So any other practicum, you can also add that here. So this is a very good one. And they also have one for midwifery clinical practice experience directly related to applicants' midwifery program. So they have antenatal examination performed, personal deliveries, episiotomies, supervisions, assessments. So all those things, this is the number of cases, so they have to write all of that. Okay, this is a very good thing because a lot of people, as I said earlier, were actually being queried, and then they had to actually ask their school to do this in a different form for them. Okay, so having this on the qualification form makes it very much like easy. Okay, the whole thing is much easier now, much easier. And then the last section is just like any other form. So this is the intellectual disability nursing qualification form. Okay, so the first page is also the same thing like the other pages, the other divisions as well. The section A is also the same thing, so I'm not going to repeat it. And then we have the third page, which is actually asking for clinical practice components. Okay, direct patient care is asking for health and social development of the child, health and social development of the adult, including care of the older person, specialized intellectual disability nursing, for example, lead nurse services, behaviors that challenge, and then nursing of service users groups in other settings, for example, general nursing, mental health nurses, care of the older persons, and any other clinical practice that was not stated over here can also be included here. And then the relevant clock hours will also be entered there. So the last page is also the same thing. So this is very simple. This is for children's nursing qualification form. It's also the same thing. That's children's nursing program. Okay, so it's the same thing for the first part as well. And then let's look at the section A. The section A is also the same thing. The section B is just like the nursing division, the midwifery, the psychiatry is the same thing. So let's look at the difference also here. That's the third page. It actually says you should please record the clock hours that the applicants completed during the clinical practice compartment. Okay, direct patient care of the program. So usually I think the third page for all is actually looking for the clock hours. Okay, so the children nursing program, it's asking for the health and social development of the child, nursing children with medical surgical disorders, okay, including nursing infants under 1, nursing children in emergency departments, including outpatient departments, nursing children requiring high dependency care. And then the last aspect is also about specialized placement, asking for operating theater, maternity care, intellectual disability, community, and any other specialized placement will also be written here. Okay, the relevant clock hours will also be entered there. And then the last page, just like any other form, is the same thing over here. So with all that being said, I'll say that it's very important for you to use the right qualification form. If you're a general nurse, a psychiatric nurse, intellectual disability nurse, a pediatric nurse, midwife, or any other nurse, make sure that you use the right qualification form and then get the right requirement that has been stated on the qualification form to avoid further queries. Things have been made much easier by NMBI, and I think they deserve the applause for it. They've actually helped us so much, and also they've also made it so easier for our colleges as well. Okay guys, so this is the end of today's video. I hope that all that we've been able to go through has been of great benefit to you all. If you have any question at all, any query after we've gone through various qualification form thoroughly, why not, you can still leave a query to your girl, and definitely I'll reply to your query as well. Remember to like, subscribe if you have not subscribed, and also follow your girl on Facebook, on TikTok, and also on Instagram. The name has always been Nurse Momo. See you all soon on my next video. Bye.